Hello, welcome. So in this video, we are going to be doing a pick a card message from Spirit for the solar eclipse. We have a solar eclipse coming up on April 8th, 2024. Now, even though this is for the solar eclipse, keep in mind that the solar eclipse energy might have effects on your life for a while. So this is based off of that. First of all, what is a solar eclipse? So a solar eclipse is when the moon gets between the earth and the sun and makes it appear as if the day has been turned into night. Okay, some cities are going to get a complete total blackout during the solar eclipse, but some cities are just going to get like a partial blackout. According to the local people here, we're supposed to be getting a partial blackout. So we should be do not look directly at the sun during a solar eclipse. Okay, or at any time, because you will instantly burn your retinas. Okay, there are proper glasses for observing the solar eclipse. There's people making tents especially to observe the solar eclipse. But in reference to magic, the solar eclipse is a very chaotic energy. Okay, so unless you absolutely know what you're doing, I highly recommend not really doing magic on the solar eclipse. But keep in mind that as the sun is covered by the moon's energy comes to the forefront. Okay, so you're gonna have things that will most likely come to light. So things that have been hidden will most likely come to light. It's already happening. If you haven't noticed, in the entertainment industry, there's a lot of exposure happening right now, and that's because solar eclipse energy tends to do that. Even though we're not necessarily in the solar eclipse yet, but I always feel like there's a shadow period. Even other people may disagree with me, but I always feel like there's a shadow period to any kind of event, right? And I think a lot of it has to do also with the fact that so many people are talking about it, okay? So I wouldn't necessarily do any magic on the solar eclipse. I would do cleansing. If you're going to do anything on the solar eclipse, it would be cleansing. Because to me, the solar eclipse energy any eclipse energy is very chaotic. But solar eclipse energy especially is about uncovering things that are hidden. Okay, so that is something that, like I said, you can do magic on the solar eclipse, but unless you absolutely know what you're doing, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't recommend it, because it can have very different effects from what you expect the magic to have. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started with our reading. So today we're going to be doing a pick a card for what is the solar eclipse going to be bringing into your life? What type of energies is it going to be bringing into your life? Keep in mind that all these readings are general. So if you want a specific reading to yourself, you need to book a personal reading. All these readings are general for the collective that chooses these numbers. And that's who the messages are for. And Spirit guides me to do. Take what resonates, leave what does not. What else do I want to say? And for legal purposes, this is all for entertainment purposes only. All right, let's go ahead and see. Angels, spirit guides, guardians, ascended masters. What message do you have? What is the card for pile number 1, please? Okay. What is the card for pile number 2, please? What is the card for pile number 3, please? All right, let's take a look here. Today we're going to be using the Star Codes Astral Oracle and my favorite Golden Art Nouveau. Okay. Alrighty. Whew. Woo. This is interesting. Okay, pile number 1. Your crystal. We're also going to be doing crystals. So your crystal is the Caribbean calcite. Caribbean calcite is your crystal. So, Caribbean calcite. You may be drawn to more than one message, and that's perfectly fine. Okay. And your card, pile number 1, is the staircases. So pile number 1, this is your card. Make sure you drop in the comments what number you're choosing, because that locks in the message with the universe. So you have Caribbean calcite, pile number 1, and you have the staircases. 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 Okay, pile number 2. You have flower agate. Flower agate. How pretty that flower agate is. You have flower agate, pile number 2, and you have these birds here. I'm not going to tell you the title of this card. So you have these, I think these are these seagulls? No. Are these swans? I'm not sure. Geese. The geese. My wife is the bird expert, so the geese. Excuse the outside noise. I need to have this door open, and the dog is going berserk outside. Geese, thank you. Now, pile number 2, you got the geese, okay? And you have the flower agate. Okay. Pile number 3, you have a crystal that's very special to me, and it is the gold sheen obsidian with the Medusa. It's pile number 3. You have gold sheen obsidian Medusa. And your card, pile number 3, is Uranus. 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 All right. I'm just gonna show it one last time. Caribbean calcite, stairs for pile number 1. Pile number 2, you have the geese, and you have flower agate. Pile number 3, you have Medusa's head in gold sheen obsidian, and you have Uranus. Okay. All right, pile number 1, let's get into your message. Medusa, don't break on me. Okay. All right, let's move forward. Let's see here. Caribbean calcite and the stairs. Now, this card says debilitated discomfort. So I have a feeling that for you, pile number 1, the solar eclipse is going to make you uncomfortable. Okay, it's going to make you uncomfortable, but from discomfort comes growth. Okay, so Spirit is asking me to read this card out loud because it's necessary, and then I will get into the intuitive messages. Let's see here. I can't speak today. Debilitated discomfort. If you put a well-organized city dweller deep into the wild woods, they'd be accidentally debilitated, out of their element, and pushed to live up to their potential. So again, this discomfort is for your growth, okay? File number 1. They may be uncomfortable, but the situation offers a chance to stretch further and develop their soul. The same goes for a planet in the sign or placement that's awkward with its nature. For example, Mercury is the least mercurial when it's in Pisces, opposite of the sign Virgo, which it rules. Here, Mercury can bestow a great mind, but in an intuitive, integrated, imaginative way, not a mind to escape into purely intellectual pursuits. Action. This time, you are an invaluable sidekick. This is not your game, but you have a lot to contribute nonetheless, and the long-term benefits will be worth your efforts. Learn and listen rather than assert yourself and your opinions at this time. Use your strengths and leadership skills to support and center another person or project. Pass the ball to someone who is in position to run with it. Back up a leader. Do the work behind the scenes and bolster the team. If you're not ready to do this work, you can pass that ball and leave the field. But consider redefining your ideas of success. Stay here and you can grow needed skills, expand your repertoire and contacts, and build trust among others who can help you in the future. Everything you learn, all the contacts you make, prepare you for when it is your turn to succeed. Challenge. Whether you're an artist among the engineers or a linebacker among the ballerinas, you may struggle to apply your talent in this situation. In these moments, it's easier to slip into self-pity and self-doubt. The gift. You are being challenged to grow in ways you can't predict. You are being asked to diversify, stretch, and strengthen your weak muscles. Only you can decide if it's time to take that challenge. But this experience also encourages you to love yourself in that quiet moments and to appreciate what you bring to the table even when nobody else notices. Okay. So pile number 1, you got, this is number 14, which comes down to number 5, which is a number of change. It can also be a number of change in relationships as well. So that is that for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the intuitive messages. Let's see. Okay, so like I said, pile number 1, you're going to be pushed to be uncomfortable, but it's going to be part of your soul growth, okay, by the solar eclipse. So don't be surprised if you feel really bipolar on the solar eclipse day, where you feel like, what is happening? I'm so uncomfortable right now. That's normal. Okay, let's see. 11th house. Your house of community is going to be affected by this. Okay. The sun is going to be the source of your issues. Okay. Messages. Okay. Mercury messages. Okay. 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 So you're being called, pile number 1, to really support your community at this time, even if you are not necessarily the one in the spotlight, like that card said. Okay. I'm okay. I'm right here.
Where is he going?
He's down there.
Why?
Hello. So pile number 1, sorry about all the distractions. My cat decided he wanted to serenade us. Okay. What's wrong with you? We're right here. He's getting cat dementia. He's lonely. Can you just close that door? It's getting really loud. Okay, back to this. So apparently the solar eclipse is going to be making me very scatterbrained. Anyway, I'm a Sagittarius, can I say? And I'm a Gemini rising. Back to the cards. So, like I said, you're going to be called, pile number 1, to really support your community, okay? This makes a lot of sense for me with Caribbean calcite. Why? Because in the Caribbean culture, community is everything. So community, family, being one of your family, right? So that's very predominant in Caribbean culture and Caribbean calcite. Okay? So that really is about supporting your family, maybe supporting your friends, supporting your coworkers, being that supporting player. Your 11th house of community is being affected here. Okay? By the way, numbers 14, 49, 18, and 20 might have some significance to you. These also reduce down to life path number 5, life path number, hold on, I can't count. 4, life path number 9, and life path number 2. Okay? So if you are any of those life paths, this might be what's affecting you. What the solar eclipse is also going to do for you, pile number 1, is it's so funny because I was talking about this in the voodoo video earlier today. It's going to force you to be multidimensional and multifaceted. Okay? Notice how in the middle of the sun here we have a diamond. That is the face of a diamond. Those are the facets of a diamond. So it's like you are the diamond in the rough right now. I'm getting like this Aladdin reference. The diamond in the rough. And then the solar eclipse is going to come in kind of like the genie. And it's going to push you to becoming who you truly are meant to become. Okay? And a much more multifaceted being. Mercury is coming up here. So there is going to be definitely a massive impact for you from Mercurian energies. So it's going to push you to, maybe not during the eclipse, but in the effects after the eclipse, this may push you to looking at different paths, okay? Some of you, it might actually activate your Kundalini energy, because they're telling me they said the word Kundalini to me just now. So for some of you, it may activate your Kundalini energy. For those of you who don't know what Kundalini is, it's basically like your power, your soul, your source of power that sits at the root of your spine, and then it goes. When you awaken the Kundalini, you are able to awaken to your full spiritual power. And the Kundalini goes through all of the chakra centers of the body, and then it comes to the crown and allows for a spiritual awakening. Okay, so definitely some of you are going to have a Kundalini moment. Some of you are going to have a moment where you're going to have a breakthrough with your health. Okay. Some of you are going to have a moment where you're going to feel like, oh my God, the darkness is winning over the light. And then all of a sudden it flips and you become the winner. Okay. So there's this moment right now where right before the solar eclipse, the darkness is going to think that it's winning. So that means any enemies of yours, any controversy, any conflict that is against you, it's going to think that it's winning, okay? And then all of a sudden, as soon as the solar eclipse is over, the tables are going to turn, and you're going to like come back up like this white snake and like just bite off the black snake's head. And it's interesting because you have the wings. I believe these are the wings of the seraphim. And the seraphim are very powerful angels in the court of God. Very powerful messengers. So I feel like before the solar eclipse, during the solar eclipse, you're kind of being asked to like just like shut up and be part of supporting the group. But right afterwards, you're going to be asked, it's going to push you to open your mouth and speak channeled information that is going to come from like your ancestor spirits, information that's going to come from like your higher self, information that's going to come from like your spirit guides, from God, whatever it is that you are most close to. I feel like right during the solar eclipse, you're going to be told shut up, just don't say too much because the energies are too chaotic. But then like in the weeks coming after that, you're going to start to just talk about things that are just going to be coming out and channeling these things that you didn't expect to get into. So what does that mean? I'm also hearing family secrets. So some of you might get exposed to some seriously damaging family secrets, where you had no idea that this was happening within the family, and this all of a sudden gets exposed. You might even get exposed or shown some serious secrets in your workforce, in your job. You know, like this is giving like you didn't realize that your job was like money laundering vibes, okay? And all of a sudden you find out. This is giving like you're at a funeral and you find out your aunt was sleeping with somebody else's uncle or whatever. So that's the type of energy that I'm getting here. Like exposure energy is coming forward. Spirit, can you please give us a little bit more insight as to this staircase card? For some of you, like I said before, this is going to allow you to grow into... Ooh, okay, sorry. I'm going to try to not get too excited with these cards. Okay. Whoa. File number 1, you're about to go through a major spiritual awakening. Major spiritual awakening. And it's possible that God may use you as the source to awaken others in this process. Okay? Like I said before, if you are a team player right now, it's going to help you elevate. It's going to help you have upward movement. Okay, it's going to help you have upward movement, and it's going to help you step into your prosperity, your abundance, your wealth. If you're a business owner, it's going to help you grow your business. It's going to help you become like the matriarch of of the family, pretty much. If you become a team player, if you allow yourself to be a team player. For some of you, like I said, it's going to be exposing some generational curses, some blockages in the community that you're part of, some hidden secrets. Okay? I'm hearing some of you are going to find out that somebody's hand was in a pot that it shouldn't have been in. I'm not sure. Somebody's hand is in a pot that it shouldn't be in. And this is a symbolic phrase. This is a symbolic phrase. Like I said, this is like somebody finding out somebody is sleeping with somebody they shouldn't be sleeping with. Finding out somebody is like doing something with money they shouldn't be doing. Finding out secrets about a community in particular. So this is very much that. Spirit is asking you to take some time alone for introspection, to gain wisdom before you take action, especially during the solar eclipse. Okay? Take some time for introspection. Take some time for wisdom. Because you're about to be, if you pay attention, if you meditate during this solar eclipse, you're about to be shown a vision of who you are supposed to become. You're going to need to take this time alone so that you don't go into like spiritual psychosis. You need to take this time and ground your energy so like you don't go into spiritual psychosis, because I see that a lot of you are going to be shown your true selves during the solar eclipse, and it may be something that scares you a little bit. But it's meant to scare you for a good reason. It's meant to scare you for a good reason. For some of you, it's going to be like, whoa. Whoa. I did not expect that. So meditate. You might even, I have a guided meditation on my YouTube channel. I believe it's called Breaking Illusions and Connecting to the Higher Self. It's a guided meditation. I would suggest taking that. To help you with this. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. So Spirit is saying, even though all these things are being exposed around you, if you have no secrets, you have nothing to worry about. You're going to be like, oh my God, I cannot believe this right now. I cannot believe you guys. Especially if you're finding out about something in your family, right? You're going to be like, oh, God, you guys are embarrassing me right now. What the hell? So, but Spirit is saying, don't worry about it. It's not for you to worry about. It's for you to observe and learn from it. It's for you to observe and learn from it. It's not for you to carry these mental burdens. For some of you, you need to protect yourselves from psychic attacks during the solar eclipse. I would suggest using crystals like labradorite or black tourmaline under your pillow. Okay. So this is just about you observing, because it's going to help your awakening process. It's going to help your awakening process. It's going to be a rebirth. Did anybody hear about the fact that they supposedly spotted a mothership in our orbit yesterday? I asked Spirit if this was true, and Spirit told me yes, there's many motherships. So when I saw this, it reminded me of this vision that I had of a whole bunch of people like staring up at the sky and seeing this like huge light, and being almost like mesmerized by it. But it wasn't the sun. It was like a mothership in the sky. And yesterday I heard that you can't believe anything the news tells you. So I asked Spirit if it was true. That the news was saying that they spotted a mothership, meaning an extraterrestrial mothership in our solar system. And when I just saw this, something made me, when I saw this lady right here, it made me think of that. But there's many motherships up there. Those of you who are already awake are about to see a lot of a lot of people wake up during the solar eclipse. This solar eclipse, like I need y'all to understand. Alexa, stop. See? Always an interruption. This solar eclipse is not meant to happen again for like hundreds of years, right? So this is a generation shifting, multi-generation shifting eclipse. Okay? So I feel like this solar eclipse, more than anything else, is going to wake up a lot of people that previously were very asleep to spirituality. Okay? Listen, that's your message, pile number one. Mind your business, meditate, cover your head, use some black tourmaline, some labradorite to protect your energy, and take some spiritual baths. Mind your business. Be careful with people who are gossipers and who are spiritual spies. It's a little bit of a spiritual spy in here. Somehow a gnat just got in my house. That's a spiritual spy. So be careful with the spiritual spies, pile number one. And be prepared for this eclipse to break a lot of limiting beliefs for you. To force you to break a lot of limiting beliefs. Okay? And to become a multifaceted and awaken to the fact that you're a multidimensional being. You are not just who you are in this dimension at this time. It's going to wake you up to a lot of realities about who you truly are. Pile number one. All right, pile number one, that is your message. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so on highpriestessmay.com. Spiritual workings as well. All right. Let's go ahead and see here. Okay, pile number two. You got the flower agate. Flower agate. And you got the geese card, which has number 51 on it, which comes down to life path number 6. Okay. Conjunction and alliance. Let's read the card and then we'll get into the intuitive messages. Number 51. Listen. Oh, let me not even get into that one. Anytime two celestial bodies conjunct, meaning they dance close together, they first work together and blend meaning and purpose, then begin a new cycle of their relationship. The sun and the moon conjunct at the new moon. But because the sun is overpoweringly huge, it has special rules. Planets are so tiny compared to the sun that when they are close within 8 inches of the sun, they seem to disappear or combust and lose individual power. But when planets exactly conjunct the sun, their strength emerges and grows within the heart of the sun. Remember I told you that the solar eclipse amplifies the energies of the moon, because when the sun is behind the moon, it amplifies the moon's abilities to release what has been hidden. Okay. Where was I? Right. When planets conjunct with the sun, and remember in magic, the moon is considered another planet. It's not considered the moon. It's considered a different type of planet. In high magic, the moon itself is considered a different type of planet. Just like the sun is considered a planet as well. The conjunction tells us that we are stronger than we were when we work together, as long as we don't disappear into another's flame. Co-conspire. What actions to take? Co-conspires. Find people and allies who support your ideas, as this is not a situation in which you should go into alone. Bring in someone with an extra skill to offer to your project. Find the best friends to discuss your concerns with, or spark off new partnerships. Watch the energy build as you bounce ideas off of one another. Just take care of your own energy field and ideas in this process. If you have merged your energy with a partner, teacher, or coworker, or are considering merging, notice what strengthens you and where you may need to step back and individuate. Find your own paradigm and technique. It can be lovely to love someone with a sun-like personality, warm, expansive, though at the times exhausting, but don't combust. If for some reason I'm hearing, if you're dealing with a Leo right now, make sure you don't get lost in that person's personality. Like, allow yourself to step forward. I had to interrupt that to say that, because Leos are ruled by the sun. So if you've noticed, pretty much every single Leo is always the center, always is the center of the conversation, or tries to be the center of the conversation. J-Lo. Even if they don't necessarily have anything intelligent to say, they just need to be the center. J-Lo. But you know, there's a lot of Leos who are very mature, who have very mature placements, who are the center because they deserve to be the center of the conversation, such as some children of Oshun, right? So, all right. If it's time to align your life with another's, think of the line from the poet Rilke. I don't know how to say that name. Love consists of this, that two solitudes protect and border and greet each other. Let this be a yoking of two or more equals, a partnership that works best when each brings gifts and challenges to the table. See, I talk about this all the time with the whole twin flame thing, right? When you're a twin flame, or true divine twin flame, you are perfect. I want to say perfect, but aligned yourself within yourself, and then you are able to bring that alignment to the relationship. Okay? Like I said, be careful with self-centered Leos at this time, not the Leos that deserve to be in the center of the room, because there are some Leos that deserve to be in the center of the room. Those are not the problem. The ones that are the problem are the ones that are trying to be the center of attention, but they really have nothing intelligent to say or useful. Be wary of relationships that ask you to shrink yourself to fit in, and value the conjunction over individual growth. Gift. A conjunction can become greater than the sum of its parts. Okay? That's awesome. Also, when I saw these geese flying, it also made me think of you possibly traveling or moving to a new place, migrating to a new place where it's going to vibrate higher for you. So like the solar eclipse might make you feel like, I got to get out of here. I have to go somewhere else. I know exactly. Oh, some of you are going to know exactly where you're supposed to be on the solar eclipse. You're going to receive a vision. You're going to be told. Maybe some of you have been waiting to be told by the universe, by God, by spirit, like, where am I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to be? And you're going to finally be told, like on the solar eclipse. It's going to be like, duh, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Oh, wait, let's pull these from these cards. I can see all obstacles in my way. Sunshine. All right, pile number 2. Spirit guides, guardians, angels, ascended masters. What message do you have for pile number 2? These came out, so let's go ahead and see. Taurus. So you might be a Taurus, pile number 2. You may be a Gemini, and you may be a wounded healer as well. You may have some healing to do based on where your Chiron is, your Chiron placements. So pile number 2, if you're a Taurus, you're being asked to cultivate your wealth at this time, to cultivate your power, to create a luxurious environment in your home that allows that place to be a safe space for you, where you don't have to worry about what anybody else is doing. I feel like this applies for any earth energy. So if you're Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, I feel like you're being called to really cultivate a luxurious environment for yourself. And also in your relationships. An environment where your relationship is able to grow and prosper and blossom. Okay? Or if you're not in a relationship yet, a place where that relationship has the ability to blossom when it comes into your life. All right, some of you are in a relationship with a really, really, really bad Leo. I'm sorry. Like, not all Leos are bad, but some of you are in a relationship, or maybe this doesn't have to be romantic. This can be platonic. This could be like a friendship, or a sibling, or a parent, and it feels like somebody who is really just, they're going to be coming back into your life during this time, especially because we're currently in the Mercury retrograde, plus we have this solar eclipse coming out. And this person, I feel like they're going to wake up to something, to some sort of reality, and they're going to come looking for you to like bother your peace. Not all the Leos, but there's a Leo. Those of you who are dealing with this Leo, you know which one I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. I'm not saying all Leos are bad. Again, there are good Leos, like some of the children of Oshun. Oshun is literally a Leo, right? But she's in her highest vibration of Leo. Okay? There is a Leo that is gonna, also there's a Leo that possibly might start some fighting, and you're gonna hear about it. Okay? There's a Leo that is going to open their mouth and it's going to start an argument, and you're going to hear about it. But Spirit is telling you, review very carefully what you get involved with. This is a test. If you had already pushed this Leo out of your life, this is a test. Do not let them back in. Okay? This is a test, okay? And the test is whether you fall for the same BS again that they have been spitting at you all this time. Okay? So I'm seeing some conflict with a low vibrational Leo, because remember, every single sign has a different has two vibrations. They have the high vibrational Leos and you have the low vibrational Leos. You have the high vibrational Sagittarius, low vibrational Sagittarius. It depends on where they are in their journey of soul growth. Okay? Review any documentation as well. If you're working with this Leo that you know who I'm talking about, review any documentation that they send to you very carefully. Review anything they say to you very carefully, because you're going to find lies or you're going to find intentional mistakes to make you look bad. Okay? Okay. Pile number 2. If you are a Gemini, or if you have Gemini placements in either your sun, moon, or rising, now is the time for you to, this solar eclipse is going to show you exactly how you're supposed to be making an impact in this world. Exactly what all of that talking and all of that mental chatter is supposed to be used towards. And you're being asked to cross-pollinate your ideas, your thoughts, your perspective. Okay, so if you're a Gemini or you have Gemini placements, you are going to be asked to start to share more of your abilities with other people and start to fertilize other people's minds. Okay. Some of you, pile number 2, are going from the wounded healer to the healed healer, or are being pushed to go from the wounded healer to a healed healer. So some of you are going to get triggered during the solar eclipse, and it's going to be a bad trigger, and it's going to be an emotional trigger. You're going to be okay. Okay? If you start to experience some crazy stuff during the solar eclipse because of these triggers, book a consultation with me. I'll help you out. But you're about to get triggered for some of you. But the trigger is going to come in order to show you how powerful you are. It's going to show you what you need to heal, and it's going to show you how powerful you are. Okay? Pile number 2. So this trigger is going to be, it's going to be to force you to remove some betrayal energy from your aura. And it's going to force you to, some people, I keep hearing some people are going to see you as a villain because you're no longer letting them take advantage of you. They're going to come to you expecting you to be the same person that used to let them walk all over you. And this time when they come to you, you're going to have your spikes out. And you're going to be like, mother, I don't think so. I don't think so. See, I know better now. So we're not doing this, okay? So this person or these people are going to come to you expecting you to still be this person that is seeking validation or desperate for love or desperate for their attention. But you see, while they weren't giving it to you when you needed it, you figured out how to get it yourself. And now that you figured out how to get it yourself, they don't have power over you anymore. So when they come to you, they're going to see a scorpion. Whereas before they would see a little timid fly, now they're going to see a scorpion. They're going to see a massive snake. Okay? They're going to see a powerful being that is not to be effed with. And they're going to kind of be shocked. Like, oh, what did you expect? Me to just like let you walk all over me again? To lie to me again? I know better. Is the energy that I'm getting here. Like, I know better now. It's like you walked through the desert I know I'm hearing now, walk through the desert with a horse with no name. You walk through the desert, you got bit by snakes, the venom just made you stronger, and now you're like, I know better. I know better, okay? Y'all thought you were snakes, but I'm a bigger snake than you now. And that doesn't mean that you became a bad person. It's just to them, it's going to be perceived as you became a bad person because you're no longer allowing them to take advantage of you. See, the only people who think that you're bad person is when it benefits them for you to be able to be abused and used. Okay? When they think that when you allow yourself to be used and abused, they think you're a great person. And then the moment you say no, they're like, oh my God, you're so evil. Like, why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. No. So this is not like you becoming a bad snake. It's like to them, they're going to see. This reminds me of a story my grandfather told me in my dreams the other day, where there was this group of people, these magical creatures. And to those with a pure heart, these magical creatures looked beautiful. Beautiful. But those with an impure heart, this magical creature would look like a monster to them. My grandfather showed me that in a dream the other day. And he was like, do you want to see them? Do you want to see them? And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to see them if they're going to look like monsters. Because I don't know if my heart is pure enough to see them. And he was like, you're fine. So then he like pushes me into this like dimension where I could see these beings. And I'm like looking down because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to see monsters. I don't want to see monsters. And then in the dream, and then I looked up and these beings were beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I was like, I didn't even realize that my heart was pure enough. Because remember, my grandfather told me in the dream, these beings can only be seen as beautiful to the people who have pure hearts. And to the people who have impure hearts, they look like monsters. And then the being said to me, would you like me to see what an impure heart will, would you like to see what an impure heart will see? And I said, okay. And it turned itself into the monster that an impure heart would see, just to show me what it would look like. But it said, don't be afraid. I'm just going to show you what those people will see when they have an impure heart. Okay? So remember, everything in the universe is perception. So pile number 2, those who have pure heart and good intentions towards you are going to see the beauty in you. They're going to see and they're going to look at you and they'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe how beautiful, such a beautiful soul pile number 2 has. Pile number 2, like, it's just so loving and so giving. And so, like, for the people who have pure hearts, you are going to be adored. Pile number 2. For the people who have impure hearts and impure intentions, you're going to look like a monster to them. And that's okay. That is your divine protection. Your divine protection is to look like a monster to them. Because if you don't look like a monster to them, they're going to continue trying to abuse you. Okay? They're going to continue to try to abuse you. For those of you who, you know, if they don't see that monster, they're going to continue to try to abuse you. That doesn't mean you have to become a monster. That doesn't mean that you're going to have to act like a monster. No, they're just going to see your new aura and they're going to be like, oh, this is not a person to really just stay true to who you have become. Pile number 2. All right. Let's get into it. I know I've talked a while, but Spirit had a lot of messages for you, pile number 2. And the cards are just literally confirming they're confirming the intuitive message that I just gave you. Yeah, wow, 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 wow. These cards are literally just confirming everything I said. Everything I just said. Let me show you. There's the Wheel of Fortune with the Temperance. This is a trickster person. Somebody who's going to come in with some insincere motives. Okay, and you have found balance. You took the time to find balance in yourself, or if you haven't yet, before this person comes back into your life, really focus this weekend on finding balance and grounding yourself and figuring out who you really are so that this person can't come in and mess up your whole vibe. Make up your mind about who you really are. Stand strong in that. There's the Leo. But this Leo is a high vibrational Leo, okay? There is going to be, for some of you, like I said, you're going to be dealing with a low vibrational Leo that is going to try to like take things away from you. But understand that a high vibrational Leo doesn't do that. A high vibrational Leo allows you to shine in your strengths as they shine in their own, because they're not insecure, okay? I feel like this is coming to you quickly, but Spirit is saying you need to stand in your power. You need to stand in your power, especially your mental power. And remember, like I said before to you, that this is all about a spiritual rebirth for you, where you are more powerful than these people realize that you were, or this person realized that you have become, and new opportunities are going to open up to you because of that, because of the work that you've done to heal yourself, or the work that you're being guided to do during the solar eclipse to heal yourself and ground yourself and balance yourself. Okay? I feel like for some of you, if this Leo, this low vibrational Leo, if they are a romantic partner, it's possible that some of their good qualities actually align with your true soulmate, but their negative qualities are definitely not meant for you. And your true soulmate is going to be this high vibrational Leo that shines in their own confidence, because they're confident and they really have something of value to bring, and they don't feel the need to suppress other people because they are standing in their own power. So if this is a romantic partner, I feel like this is going to be that your true soulmate has some good qualities in common with this low vibrational Leo. But understand that just because they have some qualities in common doesn't mean that that's the right person. Okay? That doesn't mean that's the right person. I realized the other day that my spouse and I manifested each other. So there's this thing where Spirit shared with me during my past life regression sessions that before you incarnate, you are given like these visual cues to remember, because you won't remember exactly who you're supposed to find when you come here, right? Your memory gets wiped, but you get subconscious cues inputted into your system before you incarnate on Earth, okay? I always had the subconscious cue in my system that my soulmate, the divine soulmate that I was supposed to be with, was a redhead. And I realized that the other day, because we were thinking about like the dolls that we were always drawn to. I was always drawn to like the cabbage dolls. I think that's what they're called, the cabbage dolls that had like the red hair and the freckles. That's literally what my spouse looks like. And then my spouse told me she used to be drawn to dolls that look like me too. my ethnicity, the Cabbage Patch dolls. So we all get subconscious cues as to who we're supposed to be with, who were we supposed to be looking for since we were children. Okay, so sometimes because we're in this desperation to be with somebody, we take the first person that has one of those cues, and we don't take the time to align all of the proper cues. Okay. All right. So your type is predestined. You choose it before you even You choose every person, every lesson, everything. Trust me on this. I have done enough past life regression sessions and between death and life sessions that I have witnessed people tell me, I have witnessed the fact that everything that you go through in this life happens because of things you choose before you incarnate. Lessons you want to learn. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. Okay. Anyway, that's your message, pile number 2. I know I talked for a while, but Spirit really felt like you really needed to hear this today. So, that's your message. Many blessings. Thank you, spirits, for your messages, guys. All right, pile number 3. Let's get into it. Medusa. Okay, pile number 3. So you chose the Medusa head, gold sheen obsidian. Gold sheen obsidian, which is very protective, but also this type of crystal is very good for making you introspect on many things, as well as helping you introspect about how you can change your wealth, your health, okay? And the Medusa head is a symbol of protection in Greek mythology. For those of you who don't know who Medusa is, let me give you a quick rerun. There's a few different stories about Medusa, but Medusa was a priestess of the goddess Athena. It is believed that she was seduced or essayed by the god Poseidon. She ran to Athena's temple for protection. And the way that Athena protected her, because Athena couldn't go up against the god Poseidon, was that Athena turned her into a gorgon, which would turn any man who looked at her into stone. Okay? Some people say that this was a punishment from Athena because Athena and Poseidon had really bad blood with one another. These are two gods that really hate each other. Okay? However, some people say that turning her into a gorgon is kind of similar to like the message of pile number 2, that those who wish her harm would be turned to stone. So that in the future, if someone tried to attack Medusa, she would have the power to defend herself against even a god, because even gods could be turned to stone by Medusa's gift that was bestowed upon her by Athena. So when Zeus's son, I think it was Zeus's son, they've changed the story, now it's Poseidon's son, but I think it was Zeus's son, went after Medusa and he cut off her head. He would carry her head like this to protect himself from his enemies. And then this became a symbol of protection, and many Greek households would put Medusa's head, a symbol of Medusa's head, in their front door to protect against evil. Okay? All right. Okay. Uranus. Interesting. I'm going to read this card because Uranus is such a mysterious planet that we need to read this card for that. Change. Ooh, Uranus. Change. Now, I want to bring attention to the platonic solids here. Platonic solids have a lot to do with like sacred geometry. So, very interesting. There's a major change happening for you, pile number 3. I feel like there's almost like an upgrade in intelligence for you as well. Like you're finally going to step into your full power and your people are going to start seeing how intelligent you really are. I think you've been hiding it for a very long time because you felt like showing your intelligence was going to isolate you, but now you have been isolated anyway, so you don't care. You're like, I was isolated anyway, so who cares if people see my true intelligence? Okay. So number 25 here, this could be life path number 7. For those of you who are life path number 7, Uranus, I'm such a child. Uranus acts like a cosmic clutch. It takes us out of one gear and after some chaos, shifts us into a new one. Okay, so pile number 3, remember what I said about solar eclipses, okay? It's chaotic, right? So there's going to be some major chaotic energy, but it's going to be to shift you into a new gear. Uranus is the modern co-ruler of Aquarius and takes 84 years to round the zodiac. Jesus. Uranus was the first planet we discovered once the telescope broke the boundaries of our known solar system and coincided with the Industrial Revolution, when many technical and cultural assumptions broke apart. It embodies difference and eccentricity as it rotates in the opposite direction of most other planets and at an appropriate right angle to them, with one pole pointing towards the sun. Action. Surprise or be surprised. You're about to be surprised, or you might surprise someone. Be ready to shift gears. It's time to experiment and try a fresh approach or a new road entirely. If your life, this is giving me vibes of like if you were working in a particular field like corporate America and all of a sudden you're like, let me become a therapist, or like, let me become, I don't know, an aromatherapy drop therapist or something like that. Like all of a sudden you go from like very third dimensional to like fifth dimensional work. Okay, so I'm getting that vibe from this card. If your life were a garden, now would be the time to scatter handfuls of diverse seeds, water them all, see what grows robustly, and weed the rest later. Urgent anxiety can be a symptom of Uranian restlessness. So you might get a lot of anxiety during this solar eclipse, file number 3. So rather than just flailing about, look for the root cause and ask what change would actually solve the problem. What looks like a disaster may bring a wild opportunity. If you are thrown a sudden or shocking change, assume that you are being tossed out of the nest into a potentially heroic journey, like Perseus. Chaos can be an important catalyst, an unnerving moment caught between forms. The discomfort allows and propels you to transform. Become your most authentic, eccentric self. You are just what is needed. Uranus also encourages technical upgrades and cutting-edge approach, whether that means acquiring new equipment or new skills. The challenge. Uranus electrifies. It may feel like your finger is stuck in an electrical socket. I've been feeling that all day today. My fingers felt like they were vibrating like electricity. You are anxious to change, but you can spin your wheels until you shift into the new gear. The gift. Prepare for an evolutionary leap. Shocking circumstances can force you to engage gifts you didn't know you had and help you transform. You are not those external attributes in transformation. You will not dissolve. A caterpillar is still internally the same creature once it becomes a butterfly. I like that. I like that a lot. That's cool. All right, let's go ahead and see what message is there for you, pile number 3. Spirit, what message do you have for pile number 3? What will the solar eclipse bring for pile number 3? Okay. Dignified. Oof. Oh, pile number 3. Alexa, stop. See? News is coming for you. News is coming for you. Pile number 3, you are about to take your throne. You're going to be nervous about it, but you are about to take your throne. Ooh, pile number 3, you got this Leo energy too. So pile number 3, pile number 2 might have resonated for you as well. We're gonna leave that Leo in there. So pile number 3, pile number 2 might also have a message for you because I got the same Leo card again. Okay. You might be a Leo also, a high vibrational Leo. So let's forget about that negative Leo in pile number 2. Let's focus on this positive Leo in pile number 3. You might also be a Taurus. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Oh my God. This is amazing. Pile number 3, like, I don't think you realize how drastic this change is going to be for you in a good way. Oh man, I need a moment to like take this information in because I'm being shown like very high dimensional things. Like I'm being shown like the way that Metatron creates the universe, and the way that all the gods like create the universe, and the way that all the gods create their different people that like are supposed to resonate with them. You're about to take your throne. You are about to be, there's this phrase in the Bible that says the humble will be exalted. You're about to be exalted. Look at that. You are about to be number 13. So if you're at life path number 4, or you were born on the 13th, this is for you. You are about to be exalted, elevated, put on your throne. And this throne is so high because God has created it for you that nobody else is going to be able to throw you off this throne. Some of you have recently fallen into the protection of some gods that really like fuck around, find out kind of gods. Okay? So some of you have recently fallen into the protection of these gods, these Loa, these archangels that are like F around and find out energies. Like they are literally destroying your enemies for you. I'm hearing a whole new world. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. Listen. Wow. Okay. So this solar eclipse is going to activate your higher vibrational powers. This is giving like when you take ayahuasca and you have hallucinations. This is giving that, but sober, right? So like you're going to have, some of you, if you focus on meditating during this time, or even if you're not meditating and like all of a sudden you're about to receive some serious, powerful downloads from higher vibrations. The sun is going to activate these higher vibrational downloads. Okay? The sun solar eclipse is about to activate your powers. Like, I need you to understand how powerful this is. This eclipse is, like, eclipse like this hasn't happened in like over 200 years. So that day, you might feel very tired. You might feel very cranky. So you need to really do some self-care that day because you're about to receive a massive download. And when the reason why we get like a little bit under the weather when we get a massive download is because it's like a computer that's overheated. Okay? You're about to receive, during the solar eclipse, a massive download. And even if you're not necessarily in the path of the total solar eclipse, you're still going to get this. Where you're even going to see, some of you, not all of you, because some of you can't handle it, but those of you who can handle it from pile number 3, you're even going to see the matrix itself. Bless you. You're going to see the matrix itself, like how the matrix is built around you. Like when I'm talking about how these walls are made of like numbers and like geographic patterns. Is that how you say it? Geometric patterns. Some of y'all are about to have a serious trip during this solar eclipse because your actual powers are going to awaken. Your actual spiritual and magical abilities are going to awaken. And this is a blessing for you. So please take the time to take care of yourself. Like, try not to freak out when this happens so that you don't put yourself into like a psychosis. Okay? It's just take it easy. Take a chill pill. It's okay. It's normal. It's okay. You're going to be okay. If you still feel like you need some spiritual help after that, you know where to find me. Okay? You know where to find me. If you open up too much, I can help you close a little bit so that you're not so overwhelmed. Okay? Oh, stay away from drugs during the solar eclipse, please. You're already going to have enough of the fabric of the universe shown to you. The last thing you need is to add something that's going to heighten that. Okay? Just chill. Okay? Just relax. Healing is going to be happening for you as well during this solar eclipse. Some of you have been dealing with a lot of health issues, especially if you are a life path number 1. You are going to, if you are a life path number 8, those are the ones that are going to be receiving the solar activation more than everybody else. Everybody else is going to receive it too if this pile resonated with you, but life path number 8s are going to receive it even further. Okay? You're going to be receiving some healing. Okay? I'm also seeing some very deep connections with your roots. You need to be grounded during this time. You need to ground, connect with your benevolent ancestral spirits because they're going to support you through this awakening. Pile number 3. They're going to be the ones to support you through this awakening. So don't try to start at the top of the tree. Start at the roots, which is your benevolent ancestors. It's going to also, for some of you, it's also going to bring a lot of clarity. It's going to bring a lot of clarity in your life. Like, oh, poof. For those of you who have 12th house placements, 12th house placements are Pisces. People who are Pisceans. You're going to be activated and you're going to be brought healing during this time. What you need to focus on, those of you who have 12th house placements in the house of Pisces, you need to focus on balancing your chakra centers during the solar eclipse so that you can handle the download. Okay? So if you have a Pisces sun, moon, rising, doesn't matter where your 12th house, what is in your 12th house. If you have a 12th house placement, which is the house of Pisces, you need to make sure that you are balancing your chakras, clearing your chakra centers, balancing them so that you can handle this download and be able to receive the activation and the healing. Okay? Spirit is getting very specific here, y'all. This is almost feeling like a personal reading because they're getting very specific. Very, very specific. If you are a high vibrational Leo, this is your time to shine. This is your time to shine. You have vibrational Leos, like, you get it. You're like, listen, I am not gonna waste my time or my energy talking about something that is really not worth my time. So now is the time for you to shine, as these lower vibrational Leos are gonna be humbled. Okay, so these lower vibrational Leos are about to be humbled, so it's gonna be time for you high vibrational Leos to really shine. It's gonna be like, it's giving like, okay, now that we're done with that nonsense, let's talk about what really matters. all the high vibrational Leos, the daughters of Oshun, sons of Oshun, are about to pop up and be like, now that we're done with that nonsense, okay, this is really what we need to talk about. If you are a Taurus or you have Taurus placements, now is the time to cultivate your abundance. This activation is going to help you cultivate your abundance. A diamond in the rough. I don't know why, but if you are a high vibrational Leo, I feel like if you are drawn to pile number 3, I feel like you need to watch the live action Aladdin movie. That keeps coming up for some reason. You are a diamond in the rough. And you are about to be polished, my love. You are about to be polished by spirit. You're about to be polished by the universal energies into the diamond that you are meant to be. You've been getting tumbled. That's why life has been feeling like shit the last 10 years. By the way. Excuse my language, but you've been in a tumbler. You know why they put stones in a tumbler to like polish them? That's what's been happening with your life. Pile number 3. That's why you've been feeling like somebody's beating you up every single day. Like, you wake up and you're like, did I get beat up in my sleep? Yeah. It's because you got thrown into that tumbler by the universe. You got thrown into that tumbler, and now watch the live action, Aladdin movie with Will Smith. I know Will Smith is a controversial figure right now, but there are some messages for you here, in that movie for you, pile number 3. There are some messages in that movie for you. A diamond in the rough. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's see what else Spirit has to say here. Just solar flares activation. I think it's on Disney Plus, because it is a Disney movie. And I think it's on, it might be on Prime Video, I'm not sure. I think it's on Disney Plus. The live action Beauty and the Beast is also great, in my opinion. It's Emma Watson who played Hermione Granger in Harry Potter, so I'm always gonna think she's great. I love her character. So let's take a look and see. I'm not promoting Disney. I like some of their adaptations of movies. Okay. Is there any other message for pile number 3, Spirit? Step into your life purpose. You were born to reveal secrets that nobody else has. Step away from that which no longer serves your highest good. Let it burn, baby. Let it burn. Burn, baby, burn. What are you guys talking about here? Sometimes you gotta let the house burn down to expose the demons. This might be around the time where we actually see that exposure of the Vatican as well, because I just saw the Vatican. I just saw the Pope's head, the Pope's head. And I just saw the last Pope in my mind. So pile number 3, you might have had some religious trauma. And I just saw like the Vatican burning down and the Pope's head. The last Pope is what I saw. It's about to be a very spiritual place up in here. You were born to step into your power. You were born to reclaim the power of your ancestors. Especially if your ancestors were persecuted for witchcraft. You were born to witness and to participate in the magical renaissance. This is only the beginning. Wow. Death is only the beginning. So this solar eclipse is not going to be a literal death. It's going to be a figurative, symbolic death for you, which is going to be the beginning of your new life, if you let it, if you allow it. It's going to help grant a lot of wishes for you. And it's going to help you build, it's going to help bring into your life some positive friendships, where you're going to be finally attracting people that you are aligned with, that align with you, because you've been in this like isolation moment for a while. Also, you're going to be pushed to release limiting beliefs when it comes to money. What did I tell you? Spiritual renaissance. The high priestess. The wishes that are about to be granted for you are going to allow you to be able to buy a house if you let it. It's going to allow you to be able to have children if you have been waiting for the right circumstance to have children. It's going to allow you to be able to private tutor your children. It's going to allow you to be able to, if you allow this energy to shift you into who you're supposed to become, it will allow you to do a lot for your community as well. Maybe some of you have wanted to like open orphanages. I see that as well for some of you, for pile number 3s. It's going to also bring in your divine partner. It's going to allow you to travel and see the world if you allow this energy to shift you into who you're supposed to truly become, and let go and step away from the shenanigans and allow it to push you. If you haven't completed your healing journey yet, this is your sign that you need to get with a spiritual healer and figure out what do you need to heal so that you can step into this new life. Remember, I offer emotional cord removal healing sessions, ancestral healing sessions, generational curse removal sessions. So you can book a consultation with me as well if you're called to work with me and my spirit guides and my Loa to help you on your healing journey. But you need to get with a spiritual healer and find out what it is that that is still in your aura that needs to be pulled out, so that going into this new phase, you are in your highest vibration. And you have the opportunity to truly benefit from that activation which you're about to get. Okay? Spirit is saying that you have to let go of some limiting beliefs about money. Pile number 3, you are a powerful, powerful, powerful witch or wizard. So that which you believe, it becomes. If you say, I can't because I don't have the money, that's what's going to happen. If you say, I know I need this, so the money's going to come, then it's going to come. Remember, you will come from a powerful, powerful, powerful pool of witchcraft and magic and God power, goddess power. This solar eclipse is going to allow you to step into these archetypes that are just going to be amazing. The High Priestess, highly intuitive, highly powerful healer, holder of the secrets of the occult. The Queen of Wands, who is the powerful witch, the solar witch, the God witch, the witch that works for God, okay? And the Empress, who is the mother of the community or mother of her children. So these doorways are opening up for you. Whether you walk through them or not is whether you are willing to go into the journey. There's a story about how when Adam and Eve got kicked out of the garden, or they left the garden, how they died like 1,000,000 times because they were just like, they just couldn't handle all the tests outside of the garden. And how Adam just kept complaining about it the whole time, but like Eve was like getting better and better every time that it happened. The divine feminine within all of us, whether you identify as male or female, the divine feminine within all of us gives us the power to be able to overcome obstacles. Okay? Remember, witch just simply means wise one. How you use your wisdom is up to you and your morality. Some of you are witches and wizards that are meant to work for many gods and goddesses of light. And through how you present yourself in the physical world, you represent them. So don't be surprised if you go from pursuing something very material, and then all of a sudden after the solar eclipse, you're like, that's so unimportant. Pile number 3, I feel like you're gonna be pushed to dive deep into the soul, into your soul, and really find out what this life is supposed to be about for you. Some of you are meant to work for many spirits, for many loa, for many orishas, whatever divine being is part of your culture. Some of you, many divas. I believe that's what the gods and goddesses in Hinduism are called. Some of you are going to, be working for many gods and goddesses in the Norse pantheon, in the Celtic pantheon, in the Greek pantheon, in the Egyptian pantheon, in the Voodoo pantheon. Because a bag has been opened that can no longer be closed, is what I was just shown. Okay? Some of you will work for Yeshua in a spiritual way rather than the way that he has been incorrectly portrayed in the Catholic and Christian church. For some of you who have Yeshua's blood, because Yeshua, although many hide this, Yeshua did have children that most people don't know that he had. Those of you who descend from Yeshua's bloodline are about to become activated. And believe it or not, a lot of Africans descend from both Moses and Yeshua. And they are going to help you reach your spiritual enlightenment. Yes, Yeshua had children. It's believed by many people that Yeshua and Mary Magdalene had children. And when Yeshua was killed, that Mary Magdalene ran away and she was with child and she had children. And her children had children. And her children had children. And her children had children. So there are people till this day. It's possible too that after the solar eclipse, we may actually see someone step forward to say, I am a direct descendant of Yeshua Christ. And it may be what many have predicted as the second coming of Christ. So I was just told that. So that's why I'm telling you that. Some of you descend directly from Moses and his wife, who was an African. And you are about to get activated. The biblical stories do not take place in America. I don't know who told you that. I don't know who told you that. Last time I checked, Egypt is in Africa, so you need to check your sources. Okay. There's one thing is being spiritually open, and another thing is believing false details, but to each their own. Anyway, that's it. File number 3. There are some people that just spread misinformation and conspiracy theories that absolutely have no spiritual or physical sense. So just have discernment, y'all. Have discernment. Right now, because there is a massive awakening happening, there is a lot of misinformation being spread on TikTok, on social media, everywhere, because the more confused that they keep you, the easier it is to try to hold back the awakening from happening. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Just because you're hearing it from a spiritual person doesn't mean that what they're saying is true, because they could also be used to misguide you. So this is why you need to own your own spiritual intelligence and discernment. I am just a messenger of the spirits of light. But you need to have discernment as to what messages you should let in and what messages you shouldn't let in. All right, everyone. That is your message. May you have a great solar eclipse. Many blessings.